actually a little hard to remember what the world was like pre-COVID. It's hard for me to actually visualize what it would be like to hang out with people not socially distanced, not 6 feet apart, not wearing masks, just because I'm so accustomed to it.
It's no longer a new thing. It's not a novel idea to be wearing a mask or to stay at home if you feel sick or anything like that.
Pues que uno ya debe de tener más más cuidado con las cosas, valorar más la familia.
Well, it makes you more considerate about things. It makes you value the family more.
Ser más unidos porque pues, pasan estas cosas y es cuando uno más valora lo que tiene.
Maybe be more united. When you go through these things, it makes you appreciate what you have.
I guess if I could just tell anyone something, sort of like reaching out into the ether, it would just be that the people around you are all that matter. The relationships that you form with other people and the communities that you exist within is, at the end of the day, really the only thing that's important.
Asistimos a la iglesia y es lo que siento que nos ha ayudado también mucho.
Right now, we feel more united because we attend a church, and I think that has helped us a lot as well.
Not to be super spiritual, but if God chose any time for the pandemic, maybe now was the right time. Like, we do have the technology. If it was 10 years ago, I keep on thinking about how no one would be able to connect with each other. We'd all be on the tiny little sliding keyboard, the phones instead of our iPhones.
I'm still wary of the virus, but when COVID first began, I was kind of terrified of it.
Because we had never lived something like this.
¿Verdad? Nunca, no vivimos, todavía estamos aprendiendo de esto.
Never have we seen something like this. We are still learning from this.
There's so many instances now when I have a laugh with a friend or just am driving in my car and I'll just be like, wow, I'm like alive and I'm so lucky to be alive. And I just hope that everyone else has that same realization that we're all so lucky to be alive right now.
about the anxiety that we didn't anticipate returning to social activities.
I'm just tired. I'm tired because it feels like it's just been one thing after another. So I'm just really tired at this point. Tired of wearing the mask. Tired of not having a break from school. Tired of not being able to see my friends and close family.
Mira, este es un pueblo muy pequeño.
You see, this is a very small town.
Y aquí, cuando la taquería está cerrada, casi no anda gente.
And over here, when the taco place is closed, there's almost nobody around.
A veces los niños jugando, pero a veces no.
Sometimes you'll see kids playing, but sometimes not even that.
Las personas que no tuvieron precaución y se reunieron, esas sí salieron perjudicadas, pero no de muerte. Solo 2 muertes.
People who were not cautious and got together, those people suffered the most. Although not all of them died, only 2 people died here.
The pandemic has definitely kind of been like, I don't know if it's like a glass wall, is the best way to say it, or like kind of being like trapped in like a big jello block where you can like see everything you would hope to have done through the year, all the great plans you had made, kind of stuck in a distance, kind of far away.
Pues sí, se deprime uno mucho.
You get depressed. You get depressed a lot.
veces anda ya sin las máscaras.
Almost everybody now goes around without masks.
I work retail. I'm actually trying to get a job as a server as well now that I'm fully vaccinated, but I was too afraid to do that until now. For me, a mask is like a sign of solidarity for me. My customers who wear masks, I know that they're okay. People who don't wear masks tend to be hostile.
Things have changed a lot, but we're still not post-pandemic.
The only thing worse than going through something incredibly traumatic is going through something incredibly traumatic and then realizing that nobody cares and that nobody wants to hear your story. And so I think to a large degree,
Y ahora es cuando uno se acerca más a su familia, porque dice uno, pasé por algo muy grave que pensé que no lo lograba, y aquí estamos.
We appreciate what we have, and now is when we are getting closer as a family. Because I think I went through something really serious. I thought I was not going to make it, and here we are.
Looking forward to different things, be able to like see my grandparents without, we've all got the vaccine, so it's one less thing to worry about. Well, a little bit of like a weight off your shoulders. I like to think I'm sort of like a stubborn optimist about the whole thing. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that have, kind of been derailed and gone horribly wrong. But using to like get horribly upset about it by like finding like the stupidest little positive note. So like, just rummaging through old T-shirts to make masks, or and just bonding with friends. Even if we're in this like horrible situation, even I can like find one thing through the day that's like, oh, well, if it wasn't, at least I've got X, Y, Z to kind of get you through. I think is the way I've been handling it a little bit.
What's keeping you going right now? Keeping you sane? For me, it's being outside in my yard in the spring. March 3rd, 2020. I dreamt that I was a passenger on a wild motorcycle ride. I don't know where we were going in the dream, but it felt totally out of control. Or I should say I was totally out of control. It felt like surrender.
I had like a memory come up in my like Snapchat memories recently that it was like one of the first days that this had happened, and it was like I didn't realize at the time, but it was like the last day that was like a normal day before everything happened.
Pero aún así era estresante, muy estresante.
It was stressful, very stressful.
There was a lot of fear and uncertainty.
Pues todos tenían miedo, nosotros teníamos miedo y mucha gente no entiende y no se ponía sus cubrebocas.
Well, everybody was afraid. We were afraid, and a lot of people did not understand. did not wear their masks.
A year ago, I thought that it would definitely be over a lot quicker than it has been.
Several times in conversation today, we remarked about how fast things are changing, how things speed up, how things seemed so differently a week ago.
Pues sí nos ha afectado mucho a todos, a los niños, a los adultos, a los ancianos, a todos por igual.
Well, yes, it has affected everybody a lot. To the children, to adults, to the elderly, to everybody.
Muy malo porque es algo muy, como le dijera, muy fuerte para todos porque pues deja uno como traumado.
It was bad because it's something like very, how can I tell you this? It's very intense for everybody because it leaves you traumatized.
Remember, we went home for spring break, and before that, we heard oh, this thing's here, there's a little bit there. And I thought it'd kind of be like Ebola, how there were 2 cases and that was it, it kind of fizzled out.
A week ago, we were hugging our friends.
Pues crítica porque ya vi que no, luego que me enfermé, sí, pues estuve ahí en la casa encerrada como 3 semanas, sí, fui COVID ahí en la casa.
They criticized me because I was sick. I was in lockdown at home for about 3 weeks. Yes, I had COVID and I stayed home.
I would wear my mask going for pizza deliveries and I'd get harassed. So I would come up and they'd be like, oh, you don't need that. And I'd be like, no, I'll keep it on. And they'd start berating me about it. But I mean, it's job's a job, so.
4 friends helped me dig up all the brush in my yard. It's amazing what 5 sets of hands can do, how much longer it takes for one. We got so much done. We were outside. It felt so good too.
When this started, masks were hard to come by. A woman gave me a mask that she hand sewed while I was at work because I told her I didn't have a mask. She had a bag of masks that she had made because there was no elastic to be found. And I was cutting her some fabric and I said, yeah, I don't have a mask. And she just pulls out this huge bag and gives me one. A stranger had to give me personal protective equipment, out of her purse that she made. And that's ridiculous. That feels something that should be outdated and archaic. We shouldn't be hand making our protective personal equipment. I just want preparedness and something in place for people like me who have to work.
3/24/20. We are on lockdown. Today I planted zinnias. The birds are singing and the flowers are blooming, and I'm just so grateful that this is happening at spring.
Muchos se enfermaron, como 2 personas murieron de los hispanos.
So, yes, it affected a lot of people that got sick. Like 2 people died among the Hispanics.
There is such a sense of grief right now.
It just feels really odd to see like so many people die, you know, and the world to go on as it has gone. These earth-shattering changes to the most vulnerable populations just kind of go unnoticed.
Luego, no sé si han muerto familiares míos, un tío, que más allá, aquí se murió uno del COVID también.
And well, I have actually lost family members. An uncle of mine passed away, and it wasn't just him. A person died of COVID here.
I'm starting to hear of friends who are dying. I know that I will know people soon, whether near or far, and this is something that it's been pretty hard to think about and talk about.
Como traumado porque del hecho a veces tan solo uno de hablar del virus, como yo que fui afectada por el virus, siento como pánico todavía.
Like, I was traumatized because sometimes, even just talking about the virus, like in my case, that I had it, I still feel like panicking.
Siento mucho pánico a veces cuando estoy hablando con alguna persona de eso. Quisiera hasta como llorar tan solo de recordar todo lo que pasé.
I still feel panic sometimes when I'm talking to a person about that. I feel like I want to cry.
Un evento muy trágico, difícil, pero al mismo tiempo creo que la gente está muy unida.
It was a very tragic event. Difficult. Yet at the same time, I think people are united.
Lo más difícil de la pandemia pues fue cuando mi hijo se enfermó.
The most difficult part of the pandemic, well, it was when my son got sick.
Mi hijo tenía 18 cuando le dio y ahorita tiene 19. Gracias a Dios él ya está bien.
My son was 18 when he got it. Now he's 19. Thanks to God, he is now okay.
Fue cuando fue de los primeros que se escuchó que estaban enfermos.
It was when he was one of the first people we heard of getting sick.
Estuvo pues miedo a la enfermedad, a que los demás en la casa se enfermaran y miedo a la gente, como que la gente le tenía a uno como crítica, como que uno era discriminado.
It was, well, scary. There was fear about the sickness, that the rest of the household would get sick. And there was fear about the people, that the people looked at us like judgingly.
I think I'm feeling some anxiety about my relationship this morning and generalized anxiety about the world.
My partner and I did break up decently early in the pandemic just because he thought that he would, it'd be over soon and we'd all have a normal summer 2020. And I was like, that's not gonna work, buddy.
It was in the last days of March. It happened to all of us.
Nosotros, yo y mi esposo, pues estábamos más enfermos que los niños y no sabíamos cómo atenderlos.
We all had it. Us, me, and my husband. We were more sick than the kids, and we didn't know how to take care of them.
No sabíamos qué hacer, ¿verdad? Porque queríamos cuidar de los niños, pero no podíamos.
We didn't know what to do, right? Because we wanted to take care of the kids, but we couldn't.
Ya el más grandecito fue el que nos ayudó, pues tenía 13 años y fue el que nos ayudó con los más chiquitos.
My oldest son was the one who helped us. He was 13. Yes, he was the one that helped us with the younger ones.
Pues fue muy mal porque pues al principio pues no sabía uno ni cómo tratarse, no sabíamos qué medicinas tomar, nada.
It was really bad because at first we didn't even know how to get treated, what medicines to take, anything.
Todavía los doctores no sabían cómo tratarnos y pues nada más me estaban dando medicina para los síntomas que teníamos porque no sabían todavía.
Doctors didn't know how to treat the virus yet, and they were giving us medicines to treat the symptoms only because no, they didn't know anything yet.
Things are changing so quickly, I can't even keep track. What does social distancing mean when the things you value most, or at least one of those things, is community?
I've learned that you can't take anything for granted. I mean, if you were to tell someone like back in 2019 that we can't be in the same room together, or in a big crowded restaurant there can be 5 people eating, that's just such a crazy thought to everyone, but it did happen.
Uno era discriminado porque la gente a lo mejor no estaba informada del virus, ¿verdad? Que sentía uno como crítica de la gente.
Like we were discriminated against because most people were not informed about the virus. Right? It felt like we were judged.
Y pues duro porque pues sí que nos tenían en la cuarentena toda la familia. Y yo no podía entrar al cuarto de él porque él tenía todo. La tos, los vómitos, la falta del aire.
And it was hard because the whole family was quarantined and I couldn't go into his room because he had everything. Vomiting, trouble breathing.
Él me gritaba que no podía respirar y yo llorando pues no podía hacer nada, no podía entrar porque pues yo tenía más niños en la casa y pues era cuento de no terminar con esa pandemia, que se me pegara a mí, yo me pegara a mis otros hijos.
He screamed that he couldn't breathe and I was crying because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything because I had more kids in the house and it would have become never ending if the pandemic had caught me. I could have given it to my other children.
Y como pues yo tengo diabetes, tenía mucho miedo que me diera a mí y pues que eso me atacara mis pulmones y pues yo sabía que eso atacaba a los pulmones y pues que yo falleciera, ¿verdad? Entonces era algo muy pues mucho miedo que nos daba.
And I have diabetes, and I was really afraid that if I got it, it would attack my lungs, and I knew that if it attacked my lungs, I would die. So we were really afraid.
Y gracias a los cuidados, ¿verdad? Los demás en la casa no se enfermaron.
And thanks to all the precautions, the rest of us didn't get it.
April 15, 20. How long does it take for some of these things about normalcy to return after a pandemic? We don't have any examples other than 100 years ago when so much was different.
Pues adaptado, bien, pues no.
Well, I adapted, okay? Well, no.
Nomás pues ya uno va sobreviviendo día tras día.
Really, a person just survives one day to the next.
One of the window wells in my basement, it acts as a periscope. You can see just enough sky, looking up through at an angle. Well, just enough to give you hope, if that's what you're looking for. But when it rains here, I'm surprised the whole damn house doesn't wash away. But I know it's washing away slowly. Time in the basement has worked differently, and our family of humans and dogs played a rhythm from day into night, from above ground to below, burrowing, crafting, creating, and waiting.
I can't believe it's already September. The garden's still going. The tomatoes have another round. They're slowly ripening. This line of flowers on my fence has so many birds and squirrels. It's pretty amazing. The zinnias are holding strong and looking beautiful, and the marigolds are exploded. The beans have died, and the squash definitely died. The bugs got them. Still a lot of basil. Kale still hanging on.
hoping to really re-engage with a lot of those relationships. Go to my grandparents, give them hugs, because I haven't hugged my grandparents in over a year.
But no, I look forward to like a 4th of July family cookout maybe, where my family doesn't have to wear masks or stay super far apart.
Navidad no tengo idea. Ojalá que mejor que esto, que sea algo más normal, más como era antes.
In reality, I have no idea. I wish for better than this. More normal, like it used to be before this.
What if we don't go back to the way it all was before COVID-19 hit? I want things to be normal so bad that it's easy to forget that normal wasn't all great.
Pues yo lo único que quisiera es que toda la gente se vacunara.
The only thing I would like is that everyone gets vaccinated.
Que toda la gente se vacunara para que se acabe este virus. Porque no quisiera que mucha gente pasara por lo que yo pasé.
That everyone gets vaccinated so that this virus would come to an end. Because I wouldn't like anybody to go through what I went through.
Eso es lo que me gustaría, porque no quisiera que llegara a mí otra vez. Y pues sería muy bueno que toda la gente se vacunara. Eso me gustaría mucho.
That's what I would like. I wouldn't like it if it came to me again. And that is why I think it would be good if everyone gets vaccinated. I would like it very much.
I'm hoping that people just kind of start reading up on stuff and realizing that getting the vaccine is the best way to approach that kind of like herd immunity that people have been talking about, to where instead of infecting everyone, just kind of getting that vaccine really quick and easy, reach that 70% that people have been kind of saying, that way we can open up the way they've been wanting.
Pues que todos se vacunaran y que tuvieran precaución, que no hicieran reuniones.
Well, I'd like for everybody to get vaccinated and to be cautious, not gathering,
Y que se pusieran su cubreboca, tuvieran mucha más precaución, tal vez sí.
and wearing their masks. I think people need to take much more precautions.
What if we don't go back to the normal that had air pollution killing 7 million people a year, water pollution killing 1.8 million a year?
I'm not sure we'll ever go back to normal, but we can have a very optimistic and kind of cautious approach to normal in that way.
Yo pienso que a lo mejor si pasa todo pues va a estar igual como antes.
I think that maybe once all this is gone, everything will remain the same. I think like it used to.
Me imagino, pero no sé que no. Es lo que yo estoy pensando, que a lo mejor va a ser igual como antes. Pues no igual porque ya mucha gente se ha muerto, ¿verdad? Pero como estábamos, pues sí.
Although I might be wrong. Right now, I was thinking it would probably be the way it used to be before, except for the fact that a lot of people have died. So yeah, besides that, it would be like it used to.
What if we didn't go back to toxic water and air? Because our lives have always depended on it.
Once this is all over, I'm hoping that all of us are just kind of on the right track and we eventually just go back to normal.
Honestly, there's much that I don't want to go back to.
really just want a beer with my friend. Like, that sounds so simple, but I miss drinking trash beer with trashy people in a trashy bar. I miss interacting with friendly strangers in public places.
After all this, I relished a visit from Brood X here in Southern Illinois. A coda of some kind to sing this all out and help me think of where we are now. But they're not here, they're in Indiana. I want something new and something different here. We'd like to invite members of the audience to partake in some storytelling if you'd like. Happy to pass the microphone and share a little bit of the radio and music and story space with all of you tonight. Anybody take notes, write anything down, pass any stories up? Or you're welcome to just bring those forward, or if you'd like to use your voice, you're more than welcome. The almost after. I'm glad I got a chance to slow down. For the first time, I had been a child. My days slowed. As devastating as it was to lose two close family members, it was a gift to be allowed the stillness, to mourn them, and remain present with my family and friends. As much as it sucked, I found an equal amount of joy and peace and beautiful COVID gardens all around.
We always tried to hold on to the good. We swam in the lake, and you taught me how to drive. I could never quite do it right. You showed me when raspberries are ripe, and we drove roads from beginning to end. But there were days when no words or endeavor could fill the void. So we sat in silence, and those moments were okay too. Thank you for being home.
So we're getting like vaccinated and such now, and I'm hoping that things will start going back to, like, I don't want to say normal, but like closer to what it was before. But I think that now we can go back to normal, but recognize what we have been doing wrong and what we could be doing better. And we can really appreciate the life that we're living now rather than just like living blind. I feel like we all can be awake now.
There was something transformational about the time when I couldn't do anything else but sit inside. I learned not only that I'm capable of being still, but that I'm capable of immense creativity, of stepping into the person I am. I wrote, I transformed, I emerged totally at peace with myself. I guess this is what it's like to face your mortality.